What brought me to Magnolia is my mom actually came across Dr. Morrison's video on YouTube about thyroid issues and things like that. Before I came to Magnolia, I was exhausted, tired. Traditional doctors would not listen to me. I had been on just about any antidepressant you could think of. I was told that I was depressed. Because I was constantly tired. I have been diagnosed with sleep apnea, so that is part of it, but the rest of it, even when I had my mask on, I was still exhausted. I could sleep 22 out of 24 hours a day. And every time I tried to tell a doctor or go to a different doctor, they were like, well, you're overweight. You know, if you did this, you would feel better. If you ate better, you would feel better. And I believe diet and exercise does play key, but, you know, they just wouldn't listen to me. They would run a regular TSH, they wouldn't check my T3s, T4s, they wouldn't check my vitamin levels, anything. And I had bad gastric sleeve surgery 2 years ago, and I was never put on like a B12 supplement, anything like that. And my weight loss had slowed down, it plateaued. I was a full-time student at MTSU. I would wake up probably 20 minutes before I had to leave the house, and that's even with getting my 5-year-old out. I would come home, and after my routine or cooking dinner, I would fall asleep in my recliner. Like a light sleep. I could fall asleep anywhere. I mean, I'd be sitting and talking to my mom, next thing you know, I'd fall asleep. Well, I did have gastric sleeve surgery to try and help with my weight loss, and I thought that I would feel better after losing some weight. I lost 50 pounds after surgery, and it stopped there, because I was originally topped out at like 315, you know. I've went to regular doctors. I've been on Zoloft, I've been on Wellbutrin, I've been on Xanax for anxiety, just a slew of different antidepressants, and then they've told me diet and exercise, and you know, I would exercise some, walk some. It helped me feel a little bit better, not much, because I mean it's hard to get up and get moving when you're just exhausted. I mean, I felt so much fatigue, I thought I had like chronic fatigue syndrome, something was seriously wrong. And then when my mom came across this place, you know, and saw the YouTube video and then did some research on the place here, you know, showing that they have alternative treatments and things like that with Dr. Morrison, that's when I came here. Oh, I can go to bed and not set my alarm and I get 6 hours of sleep. And that's perfect for my body. I have energy now. I can get up and play with my kid. I can move around. I'm doing much better in class. I mean, well, I graduated now, but this last semester, since I've been coming here, I went from D's and C's to a B student. I mean, I could remember stuff. My short-term memory is a lot better. My long-term memory is a lot better. I'm not as distracted. I'm not as exhausted. So it's easier for me to focus in class. I'm also not running on a gallon of coffee a day. Life is just better. I mean, everybody that sees me, they're like, you just seem like you're feeling so much better than you were before, and I am, because it was like my own personal hell before. Stay awake. I can go to a family function and not be sleeping in the corner with my grandfather and my dad. That's kind of it, you know, that's one thing. But I can actually get up and, I mean, before on the weekends, I would just sit all day in my house and maybe play with my kid here or there on the floor, but it was such a struggle. Now, you know, I'll pack up my son and my dogs and we'll go to the dog park over here, or I'll take him to the park and I'll run around with my son and play with my son, do stuff around the house, like power wash my house and do yard cleanup and all this stuff I was just never motivated to do before. I feel more like myself. I used to do this, I was this way in my 20s. I've never been a lazy person. That was what was so frustrating for me, because when I would talk about it, the doctors would look at me like, well, you're overweight. That's why you're this way. Like all overweight people are just lazy, or like I'm sitting around scarfing down cakes all day and I'm not. You know, who could live like that anyway? I mean, you can't survive on that stuff anyway. So, you know, I have much more understanding here. People listen to me here. They don't listen to me. They wouldn't listen to me at the other doctor, the traditional doctor's offices. Here they would listen to me. Yes, absolutely. I would spend it again. It was worth it because I spent so much time and money going to different doctors and different specialists and getting put on all these pharmaceuticals that did not make me feel better at all. Anyone that is having, really, I would recommend this program for people with severe obesity, just because there's certain things that I didn't know were problems before I came here, like vitamin deficiencies and thyroid issues, and also like candida buildup in your gut. I didn't know about these things. It helped explain a lot. I mean, I still fall off the wagon with certain things in my diet, but there's more of an understanding why it happens. Because a lot of people that are overweight and have that problem, they don't know why they do some of the things that they do. And Dr. Morris, even with the consultation, helped explain things a little bit differently. So anybody that has, I would say, thyroid issues, weight, even if their thyroid isn't off and they're overweight, you get a lot of education here on what's going on with the body. And also, I would also recommend it for people that have, if they think they have been diagnosed with like fibromyalgia or chronic fatigue or anything like that. There could be more going on than just what a traditional doctor could have found.